Okay, former FBI Director James Comey coming out with a new book this January that is about, quote, saving justice, about also American values. Let's bring in Republican Ben Cline from House Judiciary. When you heard this, what was your reaction, sir? Thanks for joining us. What did you think when you saw this, that James Comey coming out with a book called about saving justice?
Liz, I was just trying to figure out which section of the bookstore it was going to be in, satire or fantasy. For Jim Comey to be putting out a book is about as believable as, the Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. So it's a ridiculous development, and the read I'm looking forward to reading is the Durham report, which should be coming out later this summer.
All right, let's break down why people and critics are saying you're talking about saving justice and about American values. It was James Comey who told Barack Obama in early January 2017, last meeting in the Oval Office, Flynn's phone call with the Russian ambassador appeared legit. And then James Comey admits that, yeah, he exploited the chaos in the incoming Trump administration to send in FBI officials like Peter Strzok to try to corner Michael Flynn, General Flynn, potentially in a perjury trap. And then later on, James Comey admits, yeah, I arranged media leaks in order to get Mueller appointed as special counsel to continue the Trump-Russia probe when the FBI did not have any evidence. James Comey testified there was no active investigation into the president and President Trump when he left office. They didn't have the evidence on that. What's your take on all of that?
I think it was an effort to distract from Comey's mistakes with the Hillary email investigation and his actions after that, running contrary to Peter Strzok's notes that we're just finding out about when it came to the Steele sources. They weren't believable. Strzok didn't think they were believable. Comey, nevertheless, took the Steele dossier to the FISA court and continued to press for the investigation, continued to press for an interview with Mike Flynn, and it was just one continual lie after another, and it pulled in some people at the very, very top.
And Congressman, also, the backdrop to this is Hillary Clinton's campaign and Democrats paid for that opposition research pulled together by Christopher Steele. Christopher Steele testified in a British court. The Democrats wanted to use his opposition research against Trump to contest, to fight the 2016 election if Trump won and Hillary lost, but then the FBI used his research to get wiretaps to spy on the Trump team. Do you see that connection between the Hillary Clinton research, Oppo research, now with the FBI going after Trump?
Absolutely, and the more we learn, the more disturbing it becomes, the more the grand picture starts to emerge of actions by Comey and others to continue this investigation under false pretenses that they knew were false, that they knew were based on lies that were contained in the Steele dossier, funded by the Democrats, funded by the Clinton campaign. So, as was said in my district, people want to know when somebody's going to jail. And with the Durham report, I hope that we will see indictments very soon.
Well, what will you be looking for with the Durham report? What are you going to be looking for?
Well, I think we're going to be looking for corroboration of the idea that Jim Comey was relying on false information. On one hand, was aware of false information in the Steele dossier, turning right around in the FISA process, presenting it to the FISA court to gain warrants to continue to spy on individuals who were with the incoming administration. So basing it on false pretenses, that is something that we're going to be looking for.
Congressman, great to see you. Thanks for joining us.